Okay, so we're back and I've adjusted my mic volume, so hopefully you guys can hear me better now. Let's bring it up just a little bit more for you. Couldn't hurt, right? Testing, 1, 2, good enough. Doesn't look like it's gonna clip. So, at the end of the sync, we have a long list here that's been provided for all the conflicts that were found in the multiple patching phases that happened. So we're going to go ahead and select it all and copy it for reference. Control Shift C, Control N, Control V. And this will give us a list of all the things we need to worry about or not worry about. So, just to help, what I usually do is I come here and I get rid of everything that is not a conflict. So all these already applied are good. All these applying is good. Already applied, applying. It looks like our first ones are in Frameworks AV, so we'll delete everything from there. This one, notice it shows as conflicts. And you come here, it found a potential patch here, it tried it, that didn't work. It found another one in Omni, it tried it, and that did work. So, based on that, we're going to say that patch went through. Then the rest came through. This one in Frameworks Base is our first one that did not actually go through. So we're going to delete this, and just in case, we're going to keep this in here for reference. So our first Frameworks Base one that failed is detect HDMI audio by switch events. Frameworks Base. That one applied. And that one failed too. Handling sleep actions. That actually is one of the most common I have to fix. That's why you see it tried so many here. Update back button graphics. Patch. No reason that should have failed. Unless they already have a back button for their freeform windows. We'll have to check that one out then too. And rounded window corners patch failed. So we will start with this one. Detect HDMI audio by switch events. I use Kraken for things like this. Because it helps me visualize a little bit. So we'll load that up here and we'll navigate to PA, Paranoid Android, Frameworks Base. So what we do here, we can shrink this for us a little bit. Now that we're done with the manifest, we're moving into the patches folder. Google diff, and we're going to focus on fixing patches, but we need 2 folders open at once to do so. So we're going to open up x86 in a tab. And then we're going to open up PC vendor patches here and go to PA patches. So we have a clean working folder and we have our reference folder. So from the reference folder, we're going to need Frameworks Base. So we're going to create Frameworks. Read a new one called base. No. BASE. Thank you. And the patch we had that failed is 009789. Detect HDMI audio events. We're going to open up a tab for framework space. Let's do git AM and drag that in there. Hit enter. It's going to fail usually, but that's okay because then we follow up with the patch. P1 less than symbol. Drag that in there. And we got some of that succeeded. 2 of them failed, but the patch command created reference points for us, so we can see the original in Java of the failed ones here. So we need to open up, looks like wired accessory was one of our failures. Let's open that up in the Java. And around 193, 194, looks like we have to check what they did there. So we'll copy this, see if we can find it. (192), just where we were expecting it. And mstate, bit headset, no mic, line out, close headset. Well, that's what we were expecting to see, right? Okay. We'll just copy this here. And that there. Save that, so that part's finished. And then 375 or 325. Look for if log, so you can pretty much expect this. Or not. Wired accessory manager 325. Accessory observer. Implements wired accessory callbacks. Okay. And then if log isn't even in there. Who's this guy? Didn't think so. No. See, this is the only part that I can think would be it. And it's already got connected, disconnected, 1. And it's a V. We're going to do it. That's going to be the I for information. Because that's the only place I can think of. None of these other ones have headset. Just the one I did. That one does. This one no. Good enough. We will say that maybe, hopefully, was what that was wanting. So we can get rid of the reject files and we can get rid of the ORIG files. Delete, delete, delete. We will stage these, then come back to our console. Do git -a. No, we don't need to do that because we need to do git am. Continue. CONTINUE. And there we go. So we should see that apply at the top here. We're going to create a branch while we're at it. Call this working 2. And we will set a base 1 as well. And we will reset base 1 here. We're at the top of our commits left off, so I know how many to copy in a little bit. Check out working directory and continue with patch number 2. Oh, I should show you before we get too far anyway. So 0009 is what we do there. So we'll come here, do git format patch top 1. It'll grab the name. We can then come over here, grab it, and we saw from here that it was number 90009. So we'll rename this to 0009, cut that, bring it to our base directory and paste it in here. That way when we go through the patch system and it finds a failure on 009 detect HDMI audio by switch events patch, it'll look automatically in PA patches and see, oh, we have that exact name here, and let's see if this patch works. So we will continue now with the next one. That one applied. This one right here, 31 global actions. Same thing as before. Get AM. Scroll down to 31. Drag it over. Hit enter. Do patch. P1 lesser than, and succeeded. So that's an easy one. That means we just can check it first. So it's going to have all these original files, but once we delete that, we don't actually have to do anything. Stage that, get continue, and we got that. And we'll format that batch while we're at it. It was 31. Cut, paste, move on to the next batch. Update back button graphics 38. Patch P1 lesser than, and failed and failed. Well, let's find out why. It rejected the whole thing. Decor back button dark. BC TCR back button dark. Well, I don't see a problem with it, in all honesty. So we're going to go with this. And unfortunately, we will have trailing white space at the end of these. We'll make it work. And what we got here? Back button light. Same thing, huh? We can get rid of that. That. And just a follow-up with how things should look. Close path. Delete that. No, that's not what I did. Yes, that's what I want. Light and dark. Format the patch. We can close drawables. This was 38. X. Cut that. Paste it. Move on to the next. Round corners. Why would they have that already? But oh well. We will find out if they do. That was all. It just needed that. Let's clean it up first. Stage them all. Continue. And format the patch line. 41 is what we're looking for. Cut that. Paste it, and we have our framework space conflicts solved. Framework's native, finished mostly, okay. Next we have settings. Packages, apps, settings. And get Kraken crashes. These both applied, so I ignored those. This one is what we're going in for though. Adding super user entry. Try this again. We will create our base. And then we'll create our working. And packages. Apps, settings, oh, too far, settings. So this one here is 4. We can close that. Get AM patch P1. And let's see, succeeded. Patching. Gotta love that. Delete. Delete. Stage it all. Come back here and get AM continue. And we will format our patch. Show that folder. We don't need base open anymore. We're in settings now. This was 4. Cut that, paste it, come back to our list, see what else failed after that. Number 10, bonus, easy one. And since this is fixing that commit usually within ROMs, this will probably go through on the first get AM. No? Yep. We can delete that, inspect the work, make sure we don't need to change anything else in there. So 60. So we have a local resource director. Good. We have our local APT flags there. Good. But do we also have a local APT flags app to overlay anywhere? Nope. So that needs to go in there. Need to still define that. Was 10, I think. Yes. And there we go. Now, just in case. I was working on something else that I needed that patch for, so I'll grab it later. Don't worry about it then now. Back to the list. So we finished that one up, finished those up. These we can get rid of. And system Bluetooth, that one applied. System core. Applying. Good. System extras. Applying, already applied. Good. Applying. There we go. None of these. Oh, a few of them did. A few of them did not. System volt. Going there. Bold. Okay. And I'll check in and see if you guys are actually trying to interact here. Okay, live chat's empty, but I'm at least looking at it now. So we need to start with patch 3 from system fold. We can close this, close that. Reopen this. Let's get a terminal for us going. Bluetooth, one failed. Okay. That one's good. F2 FSCBB. Let's see what we got here. It didn't want to take. Status T mount. And now I can delete that. Delete that. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Public volume CPP. Let's see. Some of it went through, but not all of it. So we got EXT4, about 156 with the mount options. F2FS with the same mount options. Okay, easy enough. We'll stage all that now. Come back over here, continue, format patch, call 3. Cut. Create our folder, paste. Come back here, and let's see, number 4, the one right after it failed. So we'll see if we can apply that. And yes, that worked. So we will copy it, paste it, even though it's really not needed. Actually, we won't worry about that because it's going to automatically find it if this one fails and it looks for things. So, moving on to 4, 5 passed, 6 passed, 7 passed, 8 passed, and that was the end of our list. So that is all we had to do to get the actual ROM ready for things now. So now that we have all of our patches added and everything from there, two things we need to check first. Let's go ahead and come back over here. PA, we need to check if they are using Tiny Compress. And if so, we're going to have to probably reverse something there. Nope, we're good here. Next thing we got to do then is come over to Vendor, Paranoid Android. And we're going to have to go through their configs for a couple things. On PC builds, you don't want some of the board config kernels for phones, because we do our own kernel thing. So that is usually called from board config song. Let's see if they're doing it here. No, they're not. Board config PA then? Yes. So we can get rid of that one there. We'll keep the rest. And for builds, tools, tasks, we will delete the kernel MK. Now we do include a couple apps, so we usually check pre-builts to see if they are overriding wget or anything that our build box would be overriding. And it looks like we're okay here. Not going to worry about that then. Go back to their config. They do have a config common. Let's check for any overrides that we might need to worry about. So far everything looks okay. We're gonna go ahead and disable that. And they're doing their own SD line stuff. We can skip the SD-Link stuff. So we're going to comment that out. And that should be it. So from here, yeah, we did. We're going to go ahead and create our initial commit for PCs. And prep PA for PCs. That's going to be our initial one. And we'll probably be coming back and revisiting this, but for now, we will just pop it in here. Vendor, PA, and we have it, our patch there. So, you guys ready for the first try? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Rid of that. We don't need bold open. And yeah, we'll start from here. Build x86 is what we want. We're not going to worry about syncing anything else. I think we've done everything we need to for that. So we're just going to build without our proprietary stuff. Actually, I'm going to sync the proprietary stuff now. And then we will come back in a minute. And to do that, you just use the -R flag in the build command. Hit enter, it'll start doing its thing and do your proprietary environment setup for everything there. Cool. We'll be back in a couple minutes.